All right. How is that? Is that much better? Is that okay now? I wish I spoke German. Yay. Yes, it's good. It's good. It's good. All good. So Liz, you can hear me okay. Yes, loud and clear. Perfect. You know what it is? I think I figured out what it was. It is basically I have two ports, USB ports in my computer here, and one is kind of like just mostly audio, and the other one is actually for more everything. I put it into the one that's more for everything, and it seems to work a whole lot better. So let me move that so I'm a little bit more comfortable here. All right. Don't sound like a chipmunk. Nice, nice. But there's nothing wrong with Chip and Dale. They're awesome guys. They're awesome guys. Better than I can hear my dog. Nice. First Ironclad, how are you? Better than a hot cup of fresh Sasquatch coffee. As a matter of fact, rah, there you go. Oh, you know what? Gunner put out some new stickers, and I don't know if you guys, what do you think about those? But he's got those, and then he's got these, of course, you know, the vinyl. They're both vinyl, but there's the originals. Here's the new one. I'm still kind of unsure which one I like the most, personally speaking. So, how was your Christmas? Hey, how was your guys' Christmas? Hope you guys had a great holiday. Brown Dwarf! Happy New Year. Happy New Year, man. Oh, let's see here. Really like the new PacWest video. Thank you. Just put out another one this morning. Like I said, and I'm going to kind of start this out today. Real quick, I always like to have my little disclaimer here. The research that I get to do is usually through the basic interviews here that I do, those kind of recorded interviews from people who've had experiences and things like that with Bigfoot. Also here where I'm talking with you guys and chatting it up and we're conversating about the world of Bigfoot. I do not do, and I had somebody ask me the other day if I do any sort of like background research on the Bigfoot encounter stories on the blog itself and the YouTube channel. I don't. These are basically kind of like, they're really just people give me some basic information or something that happened to them and explain it to me, then I turn it into a really awesome kind of campfire story like Native Americans used to do the storytelling. And so that's what I like to do there with those things. It's kill, you know, it really does kill two birds with one stone with me. I love everything that has to do with about Bigfoot. And at the same time, you know, I'm also a very creative person. I really like writing and all of that. Matter of fact, I had a lot of you guys asking me to write, start writing like maybe some sort of kind of like Bigfoot thriller books. And so I decided to do that and start a little three-part series, three-series book of a particular character in it around Bigfoot here in Southern Oregon. Thought it would be kind of fun to do just for poops and giggles, I suppose. I love the stories too myself, Liz. They're great. You know, sometimes I don't have, I've got an actual guy right now. I don't want to put out his name. He doesn't want to put out his name, and he will not sit for an interview, but he will talk to me on the phone, and he's going to write some information up. But this guy is kind of a high-ranking guy, military. He's going to send me a breakdown of some of the experiences of Bigfoot with the military. So that's going to be really awesome. So I'm not going to be writing in, you know, creating some sort of backstory to all of this like I do with the others. This one's going to be almost like a big fat report. The reason I'm doing that is because of his particular situation, who he is. So I'm going to do that. Cool. That is great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sounds awesome, Liz, Patricia. Awesome. And also, real quick, Happy New Year to all of you. Hey, you guys want to see what my kids got me for Christmas? This is funny. I'm in my running pants too. Nice. Yes! I've got the Bigfoot mask. So I'm starting to kind of mess around with it, and Just having some fun with it on Instagram and whatnot to kind of be a little promo, stylish, fun branding thing for PacWest Bigfoot. So I decided to kind of mess around with that because I like it. I don't know if you guys have seen Sass the Squatch over on Instagram. Guy's absolutely hilarious. So and I was just messaging him one day, and he's like, "Dude, you ought to get a mask and maybe kind of play with that on your thing." And I'm like, "Yeah, maybe I should. That'd be kind of funny." So my kids kind of overheard that and got me this. So it was awesome. Sweet. Just don't go. No, I would never go out in the woods with that. I'd probably get shot. Saw it on Facebook. Yeah. So I've been. You guys will see it on my Facebook page from time to time. You'll also see it on the Instagram, my Instagram channel and whatnot. So how? Yeah. Let's get into some questions today. Also, I do these calls right here, the first week and the third week of every single month. And I would say this real quick before I get to your question. Let's do this. If you guys have a really cool subject that you guys would like to talk to on the third week of every month, I've decided we're going to sit down and have a conversation about one particular topic in general that has to do with Bigfoot or the Bigfoot community in general. I don't care if it's reviewing movies and things like that, or talking about evidence or recent encounters and things like that, Bigfoot behavior, all of this. If you guys want to start throwing in some ideas here on what you guys want to talk about and share with or get questions and answers or anything like that as best that I can on the third week of this month, week after next. So how many types of Bigfoot do you think there are? I saw this podcast where they were grouping them. First and foremost, until we actually get a live body, again, I believe there's been a live body before, but that was a long time ago. I think before we can't really give that answer. You can't group something that you don't really have, in real life right now. You know what I mean? It's really, you can go with all the different encounters you want to, and even you guys know, and you guys will probably, most of you will agree with me on this. You can get 100% of the reports every single year, and you can break it down to probably about 75 to 85% of those reports, misidentifications, hoaxes, whatever. Okay, I know that sounds like a lot, but then again, the amount of reports that we get every year, and you look at, say, just even 5% of those or 1% of those being totally legit, that's a lot of it's just awesome. I mean, it's great. So personally, if you ask me, my theory is 2. I know it's going to freak everybody out. 2. We have a southern, more lanky, tall, more monkeyish like, I would say, type of Bigfoot, basically known as a swamp ape. And then up north we have something in the northern parts where it's a little bit bulkier, maybe even more hairy, and maybe a little more aggressive. Up towards the north would be more of your patty style of Bigfoot. And so the reason is that it's basically that one particular part of science and creationism and science that makes sense is specified complexity. Things are kind of built to do something and built in a way to survive their environment and to perform certain functions. And so something being lankier, being a little less hairy in southern parts of the hemisphere makes sense due to heat and everything else. Except for right now in Florida, they're probably freezing their little butts off. But and I'll answer the other question in a second. But up north, you've got more cooler temperatures and whatnot, especially in the mountains, even in the summer here. It may be 100 degrees in the valley where I live, but if I go up in the mountains, it's going to be about 10 to 15 degrees less than it is in the valleys here in the Pacific Northwest. And at night, it still drops down into the 40s and 50s at night in the mountains here. Can even do that even in the summertime. It is not unusual. It's actually pretty normal. So my thoughts are 2. Do you think this? Let me see. Hold on. Let me back up there. It was Jacko. Yeah, Jocko. Yeah, I remember that. I read a lot about that. Willow Creek. It's low budget but cool if you like Bigfoot. I live a couple towns away. Anytime you get to Willow Creek. And good morning to all you that say good morning. So let me try to, I'm going to try to catch up on some of these questions real quick. Topics and different research and areas reported. That'd be a good idea. Do you think this do you think maybe this dogman thing is a type of Sasquatch closer to the look of a baboon? Because the face can make a mistake for a dog's snout. I'm not I'm not going to be a naysayer, but I'm also not even really too much into the whole dogman thing. But here's the deal. If it has kind of a snout like that, I believe that there's not different types of Bigfoot other than the two. But it's kind of like people. People different. Even facial features can differentiate. It's like everybody's like, you know, there's all these different races of humans. No, there's not. There is no other races. There's no multiple races here. There's only one race. It's called the human race, and that's been scientifically proven from day one. But the thing is within humanity, within the human race, we can differ from looks, basically a little bit of the genetic makeup, and some of that depends on what? It's regional, it's geographical, okay? That's, you know, from skin colors to, you know, whatever. These things can have everything to do with geography. So, you know. Do you recommend Squarespace for setting up a site? No, I do suggest WordPress. Matter of fact, that's what I do for a living. But I would suggest getting out there and working on WordPress. I really would. It's much more. It's HTML5. It's built on HTML5. Good mobile-friendly stuff. The coding is so much cleaner. It's Google knows it inside and out, so that's going to really help you with search engines. Not to mention, it has a whole lot more that it's capable of. So as you grow, it will grow with you, whichever direction you want to take it. And I'm telling you, not to mention, WordPress is actually free. If you get a domain name through HostGator and you're hosting, just go into quick install and just light up WordPress. So hopefully that answers your question real quick, Chris. Right on. Thanks for the perspective. Yeah, no problem. No problem, Jim. Let me see. You guys have, let's see. Whoops. You guys have a larger Bigfoot. Yeah, we have a pretty big Bigfoot here. When I found the prints that I found, me and my mom, they're huge. Even for, you know, like a 12, 13, 14-year-old kid, whatever I was then, they're huge. They're mean in Texas and Oklahoma. That's what I hear. Do you have any East Coast stories? I stick to the Pacific Northwest on the blog and most of the YouTube channel. However, the interviews, and if you guys have any experiences or anything like that and would like to sit down and do an interview, I would love that. I've got one that I'm doing tonight. It'll be up next week. But I'll tell you what, those are from anywhere in North America, United States, Canada. I am all about it, and I will sit down and we can chat about your experience or, you know, whatever your incident. And people have a built-in program for many reasons: survival, environment, etc. Yes, it is. There's actually a scientific theory law out there called specified complexity. Canada larger Bigfoot. Canada has a huge Bigfoot. Yeah, I think you can depend on that. Like the Bigfoot. Actually, I got that. This guy carves those right there. There was a big one. There was these smaller ones, kind of went down in size. And my wife's like, "Oh, I guess I'll grab that for you." So, my wife rocks. So she got it for me while we were over at the in Bandon, Oregon. What you were talking about is species. Yeah, species. Different species of Bigfoot. You know, but when it comes to races of, there's only one species of human or one race of humans, and it's the human race. Species, however, yeah, species can, I guess that would work. Mongolian monster, I've heard of that. I've heard of the Mongolian monster. Let's see here. Looking Bigfoot would make a third type, which is the Eastern Sierras. Looking Neanderthal looking Bigfoot would make a third type, which is in the Eastern Sierras. Could be a third type or it could be the same type. If you saw say me in the chat. Oh, if you saw Bigfoot or think you saw Bigfoot, say me in the chat. In the chat. Actually, I have heard one. And so I'll just put me anyways. There we go. I've heard one and I found prints. Let's see. Have you seen this Sasquatch video, audio files, thoughts? I've seen the Sasquatch Ontario video and audio files. I like it. I thought it was pretty good. I think that's really good evidence for the most part. I really do. I know that I had mentioned earlier about the whole Todd Standing thing. I'm not big on Todd himself. I know that he's been a lot here for people, but I did like the show he did on Netflix. It was at least, even for entertainment purposes, because you're just into Bigfoot, I suggest you watch it. I do have to say I was kind of unsure about the growls he heard, but when whatever that was that picked that apple off that log, that was pretty awesome. Could it be faked? Unfortunately, it's Todd, so you gotta kind of like, unfortunately, because people do that, and then they go out still trying to do the same thing, trying to prove the existence of Bigfoot at the same time, and it just, it turns it into more entertainment. But it was good. Do you think, let's see here, Bigfoot is a hybrid demon-human entity, which, no, I do not. You're talking to a guy who went to Bible college. I went through an introductory class of angelology, and no, I don't believe that. I believe it's some type of North American ape. That's just what I believe. I mean, that's what we see. The evidence so far that we have lends to that. You know, a lot of people come to me and say, oh, it's a friendly thing. Oh, it's a mean thing. Oh, it's this thing or that thing. It's a wild animal that's highly intelligent. And that's where I leave that for now. And until we actually have one sitting in a zoo somewhere, which I hope they wouldn't put in a zoo, but, you know, we can watch it in real life like a, a show on MTV or something. Then I'm going to probably go where the evidence leads me. It's just what we should do. We have enough people out here wandering around based on their own feelings about stuff. Go where the evidence leads you, because and always be open-minded to that. That's a problem. We're not open-minded anymore. Everybody's going to their own little tiny places. Gotta stay open-minded. Gotta be willing to go where the evidence leads. And no matter what it is, whether it's Bigfoot or anything else in life, you gotta go where the evidence leads. So, no, I don't believe that. There's nothing that has shown me otherwise that it's physical evidence that we find. Physical means physical. We have them on the East Coast as well. Yes, you do. Tons of them on the East Coast. Matter of fact, I think if I had to go anywhere to go Bigfooting on the East Coast, I would totally hit New England, Maine, all of that stuff. Upper state New York would be awesome. So I'm into that. And I think down south, I would love to hit something like swamps, you know, some nice areas in Alabama, Georgia, and probably the Carolinas would be kind of awesome too. My daughter, whoops. Where did that go? My daughter may have run into one several years ago, but I just thought it was an Indian. Because we used to live up against a reservation. Well, it kind of depends on what she experienced. You'd have to kind of dive in and find out what it was she heard or saw or whatever. Maybe we could sit down and do a little interview with that. Maybe, you know, throw our heads together. See what it was. Thinking about coming out to Oregon to spend some time in the woods, looking for anything we can find. And use. I would actually come out here where I'm at, Paul. I really would, and then we can meet and say hi and everything. But I live near Cow Creek, where the Cow Creek Indians are from, and I hear of people around here that hear crazy things out in the woods around here, and I'm in Southern Oregon. Everybody sometimes is like Northern California, I'm telling you, Southern Oregon in some of these spots from like Cave Junction to up around, the lakes, Southern Oregon lakes area like Hyatt Lake and Willow Lake and all that stuff. And then over here where I'm at, along between, say, Roseburg, the I-5 corridor here, and over to the coast is a pretty big hot spot for this thing. And there's a lot of reports here and recent stuff continually. So if you want to, and you guys get here, just let me know and totally come out and hang out with you guys. Okay, that'd be awesome. I'm in. We top props, bro. He did a good job. We know that they're real. I totally give him props for that. I loved the documentary when he had Dr. Bendernagel in there and Mr. Meldrum. I thought that kind of added to the credibility of it, of course. And who would argue with Dr. Bendernagel? I mean, the guy is just brilliant, and so is Meldrum. The big thing is, though, is that, if you're going to ever get caught or do something crazy where you kind of fake and stuff, it's always going to create a credibility issue for you. Okay? So that's really it. The reason that I buy into some of what he was doing there is because of Meldrum and Bendernagel. Dr. Bendernagel, who we always send prayers out to. So. I just like him because he was a sniper, if I'm correct. He was a high, and he was in an elite military squad. So yes, he was. Professor Graham, we just up in the Mongolian Rim area a few days ago doing some camping. Yeah, that Mongolian Rim, that's a good area too. He's doing it for the money. Lance, tell you the truth, jeez. I want to say I believe that some of Todd's stuff is really awesome, and I think it's really good evidence. Does he fake everything? No. Has he been known to hoax a few times? Yeah, it does. Like I said, it hurts your credibility, but I'm the kind of person that kind of listens and watches and looks at the evidence first. I don't care who brings it to me, and like I said, I will go where the evidence leads me. It doesn't make me like him or trust him 100% ever, but what I can do is make up my mind on whatever that piece of evidence was about, whether or not I believe that evidence was good or not. So, but I'll watch it because I'm a junkie when it comes to Bigfoot. Ask my wife. Bigfoot coffee, Bigfoot stickers, Bigfoot statues. I got Bigfoot posters over there. So, Todd Standing's wife is a professional makeup artist, and all of his Bigfoot sightings are jokes. I do not believe that the headshots that he grabbed, the videos, were real. That's just my own opinion. I'm new to the topic, but the Smoky Mountain Park. Smoky Mountains are awesome, awesome, awesome place to go. There's that one guy who had that one. He was up there, and oh man, he was on Sasquatch Chronicles a long time ago. Maybe in the first 10 or 15 episodes, 20 episodes. That one freaked me out. I was like, you ranking on the door. That's just awesome. That scared the poop out of me. So, love you, Dave. God bless you. Go and help daughter with school. I'm homeschool. Oh, sweet. We homeschool too. As a matter of fact, I got one of my kids here today. He couldn't go to the homeschool co-op because he's in trouble. Right, Josh? He's writing sentences today. Oh, he's 10. He's driving me mad. Thinks he knows everything. God bless you, Patricia, for what you're doing there. It's good to do that with our kids today. Todd Standing has no credibility with me. Les Stroud knows they are real, and that guy I would believe. I would believe Les Stroud too. One of the ones that I totally believe from him is when he was on the river, and I watched that episode of Survivor Man when he was at the river. I know where he was at. I saw that in there where it came walking up. That was just awesome to me. And the other one where he said something about throwing something at him, or it got up and walked off, whatever it was. That was pretty cool too. David, your area is infested. You have no idea, man. I have one guy in Myrtle Creek, and he owns a little smoke shop there, and not weed or anything like that, but regular cigarettes and stuff. I'm not. I'm not into that. I think it should be illegal. I know you guys are like, some of you are like, drugs are drugs. They just shouldn't be. Okay. Anyways, beyond that subject. He has a cigarette shop, cigars, pipe tobacco, things like that, cool tobacco stuff. And I have to say, he's like, dude, he goes out there, he sees crosses on the trees and stuff from time to time. He's actually seen something walk before, stand up and walk off real fast out of the corner of his eye, which just went. And he has heard some of the creepiest sounds out there. And he's going to start doing some recording, I think, this spring and summer. So if I can get some of those audios from him, I'll share that stuff with you. But I'm telling you, that whole Myrtle Creek area back in the back there, and up out of Roseburg here, out towards what's called Skeeter Camp area, and up towards like you're heading out Diamond Lake Boulevard, you get all the way out there up past Glide. That area is creepy. So people hear stuff in the woods up that way all the time. Screams, hollers, wood knocks, whistles. It's weird. I mean, it's thick jungle forest here. So I don't know if you guys know that, but I mean, this is just thick coniferous forest here. Do you think there are Metro Bigfoot city limits, or do you? Yeah, they're usually hanging out at Starbucks, and they're like, hey. I'm just kidding. I don't really think so. I've got some little encounters here and there, and you'll see them come out over time. I've got like I'm still working on at least 75 more stories right now. Like I said, people give me some incidents or something that they saw or something, and then I create a backstory to it. So it's like a nice campfire story based on true campfire story. And I've got some where but they're not really metro, I think I would say. Do you know what I mean, Chris? It's kind of like, it's like where I live. I live in a town of like, 19,000 people. And I just don't think anything's going to be really backed up to here unless I lived outside of town. Like, I lived up on the mountain for like almost 2 years up on the mountain there. We were 7 miles out of town, and 5 of those miles were up a mountain. So we were about, 1,200 more feet up a mountain. And I have to tell you, there was some strange incidents and things out there. That's about as metro as I think they get. So hopefully you agree with that. I don't think they're going to be sitting around the Bay Area, hitting up Oakland. But I think smaller towns, I've got one, like the one with the skiers, they actually live out in a place called Walterville or something like that. And they're backed by, you go out to Sisters. Like, you can go to Bend. Maybe the outskirts of Bend is a great area too. But if you go over to Sisters is a small little tiny town with like, 200 people in it. And it's just all high mountain, Cascade Mountain area where it's like feet and feet and feet of snow every year, I mean, it's like, it's just, yeah. I mean, that's metro to me for a Bigfoot, I'd say. I'm hearing of any encounters or anything in Lolly Lake area. Gosh. Let me see here real quick. Hold on. Try to remember where Olali Lake is. What it's near. Olali Lake. There it is. Let me see if it's around, if I have anything around there that I'm working on right now. Oh, that's up by Trout Lake. I know Trout Lake. Trout Lake Campground. Trout Lake Campground, I believe around that area there's some stuff. I think it's actually down more towards Mount Jefferson, but that's I think I've got some stuff from over there around that area. That's the I would say that is Mount Hood National Forest, right? It kind of splits off right around in there between Willamette and Mount Hood. So yeah, awesome. So yeah, I've got some stuff out that way. I know for a fact that if you go up towards Estacada and that the Three Links area, Ripple Brook, huge up there for that stuff, real huge. And then when you're coming down from there, say around down towards Eugene and Roseburg area, out there towards Oak Ridge and Mount Bachelor and South Sisters and all that, those are huge areas too. And then if you move down to the more southwest side, where kind of where I'm at, like the Roseburg area, and then you kind of move over to the coast is pretty big too. So yeah, the Sisters and the Mackenzie River, all the way through the Mackenzie River, is just awesome. I need to get up there. Yeah, you do, dude. It's some crazy stuff up here, man. It's crazy. I've never been to Arkansas. My mother lives in Prineville. Oh, I love Prineville. Prineville's nice. I like Prineville. Lots of good stuff in Prineville. Let's see here. I got a few more minutes, guys, if you want to hang out for a few more, if you got any more questions or anything. Yeah, I've been out to Prineville before. Yeah, it's way out there. Yep, there's a I got a lot. Gosh, there's like 4 or 5 more stories I'll be working on through the spring and summer from up around the Sisters area, Prineville area, Bend, all of that. So pretty cool. I got introduced to the topic from Coast to Coast when David Pilates was on. Yeah, I used to listen to Coast to Coast back in the day. I did. When I was young and cool. I like David Pilates stuff. I think some of the stuff there is probably, some of it's just people walking off in the woods, kids getting turned around, people getting turned around. But there's always, no matter what, there's always that 1 to 10% of something, and it's just there's no other way to think about it or to believe about that. You know what I mean? There's always that 1 to 10% that's just real. I mean, the facts take you where they take you. You take on 401 books. I like them. I haven't read the books. I haven't read the books. I've watched the video, the DVD, all that kind of stuff with Pilates, and with David, and I watched all the stuff he has on YouTube. It's good. Do I ever get them from Arkansas? Have you ever heard any? It's pretty squatchy. I've got people here at PacWest Bigfoot that are from there, and I hear stuff there quite often. I think there is a couple Facebook groups or pages that have to do with Bigfoot research in Arkansas. I would go there and tell them I sent you on over there. Say, Dave Boozer over here at PacWest, told me to come and find you. Those guys probably got some great stuff on their pages and group forums in there. So, any other cryptids you believe exist? Nah, not really. Not as far as cryptids are concerned, no. I don't. I do believe there are certain dinosaurs that still exist. And there's lots of evidence to prove that. Yeah, I like David's work too. I do. Especially for just one main fact. It keeps us aware of, our place here, and how, I guess you could say, putting eyeballs in the back of your head, the old cliche, and being aware of where you're at all times. You know what I mean? And even today, I mean, it's so dangerous today. I mean, you can walk into New York City. It's like you gotta have eyes in the back of your head. Know that you know your surroundings, and always be aware of where you're at. Okay, the only time you should ever be surprised is if you rented an Airbnb and a party starts. Other than that, you should be pretty aware of where you're at all times. And I think he makes that point very well. Dennis Lloyd Martin case from '69. That one does not sound familiar to me, Mr. Stevens. I will have to go look at that, and I will listen to that tonight when I find it. That is awesome. Dennis Lloyd. Let me, Dennis Lloyd. Bigfoot. Let's see. Dennis Lloyd. Bigfoot Encounters storyboard. If you've got some sort of link you could send to me about that, PacWest Bigfoot at gmail.com, PacWest Bigfoot at gmail.com. I might have, but I'm not sure. It's not ringing a bell to me, and I don't like it when my bell ain't ringing about something like this. So, yeah, send it to me, PacWest Bigfoot at gmail.com. Be awesome. But I gotta run, guys. I gotta go take care of my kiddo. Still got one here today. So I say thank you guys so very much for being in here. Thank you so much for in 2017 getting over there, grabbing some of the T-shirts and the coffee mugs. They go to feed needy children. Mine. And when you guys do get your stuff over at mypacwestbigfoot.com, take a picture of it, send it to me. I like to put it up on the Facebook. I got some recent photos up there from people that have it. I'm going to start taking some more pictures with me in this and some PacWest Bigfoot stuff. I really want to create I want to grow and expand the community here as we go through 2018. I've been sought out already by quite a few filmmakers and everybody else in this community. I'm going to tell you right now, there's his name's Dallas over there. He just created a movie, should be out or airing soon, about Bigfoot. I know it's kind of a thriller, scary one, but that's okay. I dig it anyways because it has to do with Bigfoot. So I'll tell you, that's going to be kind of pretty cool too. So. Our community needs new stuff. The questions are a lot of regulars on Sasquatch Chronicles, coast to coast. I'll send you a text later. Yes, please do. Please do, buddy. Text me, man. Text me on my phone so I can put your thing back in my new phone. So I try to sit there and, just so you guys know, I don't really grab I don't really grab any ideas from places like Sasquatch Chronicles or anything like that. Most of the stuff I get are just from people that think they saw something or did see something, give me some sort of like breakdown of what it looked like, what the experience was like, and then I create the backstories around it so that it's entertaining. So this way it's a little bit more fun to listen to instead of just reading some BFRO report and then, oh, okay, next one, 200 words of, I saw this and it creeped out. I wanted to create some campfire stories with this stuff so everybody can have some fun with it. So love the live podcast. Thank you, Keith. Have a great weekend. All right, guys. God bless you. I will talk to you the week after next. And let's talk a little bit about hot spots. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about hot spots the week after next. Okay, and I want you to bring me some of your favorite little hot spots that you would love to go Bigfooting in. Okay, all right, sounds good. All right, guys, God bless, and I will talk with you soon.